1993. Somalia is in chaos. The government has collapsed. Warlords roam the streets. Civilians are starving. And the UN sends in food aid. But armed militias steal the supplies. One of the most brutal is General Mohammed Farah Aidid. The US steps in. Elite forces are deployed to Mogadishu to capture Aidid's top men. The mission is supposed to be quick, simple, 30 minutes. But what follows becomes one of the bloodiest battles in modern military history. They were America's most elite war machine, a blend of force, precision, and absolute silence. Delta Force, the unit that doesn't show up on news reports, never gets medals on TV, but whose name echoes in war rooms across the globe. They don't talk, they don't boast. Their motto? Get in fast, get out alive. Then came the Army Rangers, tough, loyal, relentless, and watching over them all, Night Stalkers, pilots who could drop a bird in the middle of hell if you gave them coordinates. The young soldiers stood out. Some still joked about the heat. Some wrote home about boredom. But in war, lessons come fast. Sometimes in 5 seconds. Sometimes through the barrel of an RPG. Matt Eversman had just been promoted. He wasn't the toughest, not the most experienced, but he gave a damn. And sometimes that's enough to lead, or enough to break. That day, the base looked normal. Chess games, boot polishing, letters home. Then the call came in. Aidid's top men are meeting downtown. This is it. The order was clear. We move now. Objective, capture. Timeline, 30 minutes. What they didn't know, within an hour, 2 helicopters would fall. Dozens would bleed. And this 30-minute grab and go would spiral into a 17-hour descent into hell.
Mission time from incursion to extraction no longer than 30 minutes.
In the barracks, the soldiers gear up. Some load magazines. Others tie their boots with shaking hands. Jokes fly, trying to kill the nerves. Some just stare at the floor, swallowing fear. Eversman looks at his squad. It's his first time leading, but there's no time to doubt. Then the siren wails. Helicopters spin to life. One by one, they climb aboard the birds. Maybe for a quick hit. Maybe for a mission they won't return from. The mission begins. Black Hawk helicopters lift off. Ground teams roll out. Somali informants, some barely teenagers, are already spreading the word. The roar of the rotors pounds in their chests. A whole convoy of warbirds heads straight for the target, the henchmen of General Mohammed Farah Aidid. But the militias? They're ready. Hundreds of armed men are waiting, hiding, watching. They light black smoke all across the city. A signal, a warning. The Americans are coming. Delta Force lands first, silent, swift, surgical. Rangers fast rope down from the Blackhawks into the streets. Then gunfire erupts. Somali militia open fire from alleyways. Their shots are wild, but there are a lot of them, and they know the terrain. The street becomes a battlefield. Dust, debris, shouting, and commands. Then it happens. A young soldier, Todd Blackburn, slips while descending from a helicopter. He hits the pavement hard. Medics rush in, dragging him into cover. He needs to be evacuated, now. But in a firefight like this, saving one man could cost many more. The evac team floors it. Their job is clear. Get Blackburn to a medical station. But just a few blocks in, the city turns into a kill zone. Gunfire rains down from rooftops, windows, alleyways, even doorways. AKs spray the road. The soldiers return fire, protecting the med vehicle like a moving shield. A rescue mission for one man is now dragging a full team into a full-blown ambush. And while the team's eyes are on the ground, a Somali fighter raises his RPG to the sky. A Black Hawk is hit. A fiery blast shakes the air. Pilot Cliff Wolcott loses control. The chopper spins, crashes, and explodes into the city. The mission has changed. It's no longer about capture, it's about survival. And this is just the beginning. One helicopter has gone down, and now a new command comes over the radio. All units, proceed to the crash site of Super 6-1. Evacuate the crew. Hold the position. Sounds simple, but to get there, they have to punch through the heart of Mogadishu. Narrow streets, block by block. Bullets fly from windows, rooftops, and dark alleyways. The Somali militia is ready. Meanwhile, at the crash site, the surviving crew is holding out with whatever weapons they have, surrounded by enemies on all sides. They're waiting for backup. Behind broken walls and narrow alleys, a few soldiers begin to appear. They slip between ruins. Gunfire echoes all around, but they push forward. Some find the pilot's body still trapped in the wreck. Others drag wounded comrades behind cover. They are no longer attackers. They are guardians now, guarding the helicopter, guarding their brothers. The convoy carrying Adid's right-hand prisoners is also under attack. Hundreds of Somali militiamen. They struggle to survive. Some have already died. Bullets penetrate armored vehicles. One Black Hawk is already down. The ground convoy is pinned, under fire from every direction, but it isn't over. Suddenly, whoomp! A massive explosion echoes through the Mogadishu sky. Another RPG slams into the Super 6-4 helicopter. The pilot, Mike Durant, fights to keep the bird in the air, but control is gone. The rotor shatters. The chopper spirals wildly, crashes hard into the ground. This isn't just an accident, this is a disaster. Now 2 Black Hawks are down, and this one crashed even farther from the first site, too far to reach in time. Somali militias are closing in, hundreds of them, cheering, whistles, footsteps. Somali militia are closing in fast. Durant grabs his rifle. One arm won't move, but he gets ready anyway. From above, Delta Force operatives Randy Shugart and Gary Gordon see everything. No ground team is anywhere near. Durant is trapped, surrounded. Randy and Gary could not possibly leave him like that. They know the situation is bad. The sound of enemies grows louder. Cheers, yells, gunfire. They come from every direction. Shugart fires from the left. Gordon holds the right. Their shots are precise, deadly, but more keep coming. I'm hit! Shugart stays up, but his body is giving in. Minutes later, Shugart falls. Gordon keeps fighting, his ammo nearly gone, but he doesn't run. He stays, guarding Durant, until finally, he falls too. Mike Durant, injured, unconscious, alone, was taken alive by some Somali fighters, but he survived. The sky turns dark. The air reeks of smoke, blood, and sweat. But one by one, the remaining teams finally arrive. Delta Force, Rangers, infantry units, all converge at a single point. The crash site of Super 6-1. No warm reunions, no time to rest, because as night falls over Mogadishu, the gunfire starts again. The Somali militia aren't done yet. Bullets rain down from rooftops, alleys, broken windows. Everyone takes cover behind rubble and concrete. They defend their position as best they can, with no idea if help is really on the way. One thing is clear, they are ready to fight until the last bullet. After 15 hours of non-stop fighting, international reinforcements finally arrive. UN forces, Pakistani troops, Malaysians, and Americans. They move as one. Their mission? To rescue anyone still alive. But they must wait for the evacuation of the 2 Black Hawk pilots still trapped amidst the onslaught of bullets. The soldiers trapped in the city are gathered up. And the way out? Not in armored trucks. The extraction vehicles were not sufficient. Many have to walk. The road out of Mogadishu is 5 kilometers of hell. Dark, quiet. Only footsteps and heavy breaths fill the air. On both sides, burned out cars, shattered homes, bullet-riddled walls. Behind them, 2 wrecked Black Hawks, dozens of dead, and a city that refuses to forget. 2 helicopters down, 19 American soldiers killed, over 70 wounded, and hundreds of Somali lives lost. What was supposed to be a 30-minute operation turns into 18 hours of hell. Mike Durant is eventually released after 11 days in captivity, but many who return home carry wounds no one can see, trauma that never really leaves. President Bill Clinton pulls out all US forces from Somalia just months later, and from that day forward, America becomes far more cautious about sending troops into foreign conflicts. But through all the chaos, one thing remains: how one by one they held the line, how one by one they refused to run, how one by one they chose to protect each other.